So over a year ago, I made a video recording on my cell phone talking about issues I was having with the local Goodwill, and surprisingly, that video did pretty good for a channel of my size, anyway. And I wasn't planning on doing a follow-up, but I guess I have to now, considering that several things have happened over the past couple of months that I really need to bring to light. And I do this so anyone who likes to go to these places to look for video games or collectibles or books or anything like that, you know what you're getting yourself into. Understand this. These are secondhand stores that only get business through donations, meaning that people give them that stuff for free and then they turn around and sell it to the people at a much cheaper price than what they originally sell at. That's how these places work. Their business models are all the same. It's all free donation. They don't pay people to drop this stuff off. So let's get that really clear. You drop off their stuff. They have employees there who goes through it. They price it. They put it out on the floor, and then the customers come in and buy them. That's how they make the money. First of all, Goodwill, to my knowledge, and last I checked, their profits do not go to a charity. A very small percentage of the profits that Thrifty Shopper makes goes to a charity, whereas the majority of the a majority of the profits that Salvation Army makes, those actually do go to charities. Now, whatever, that's fine. I can look past that to a degree. If we want to talk about which company I feel is the most humanitarian, Goodwill is definitely not going to be winning that award anytime soon. However, they are a business. They employ people. That's how they get paid. I'm cool with that. Now, here's the part where I start getting frustrated. And when I made the video the first time, within like a month or so afterwards, I noticed that there had been a change in the cleanliness. It had improved. The organization was much better. You could really tell that the people who were there were really intent on wanting to do more. Now, I'm not saying that was me, probably far from it. But a family member who does work there saw my video, heard about it. He wasn't too thrilled about it. And I told him, well, I'm also not happy about going into a secondhand store and having to pay stupid prices on things that are in crap condition. Because if I remember correctly, I believe the last video I said that the games were in terrible condition. The cases were dirty, beat up, the games were in terrible condition, and they're basically asking GameStop prices. That's unacceptable. If you have to put it on the floor, then you need to put it out there to sell. Put it out there for $1. I don't care. Get it. Someone will come in and buy it just so it'll look pretty on their shelf at the very least. But that was the problem back then. So let's fast forward over a year. Let's get to right now. Let's get to now. I'm having several problems. Number one, the pricing has gotten ridiculous. The pricing has gotten stupid. And when I asked the same family member why certain games were so high, I'll give you an example. A couple weeks ago, I walk in there and I see a Super Mario World sitting in a display case, which is awesome because where I live, I think everybody and their mom they're a reseller. They love to go in there and buy this stuff and turn around and try to sell it on Craigslist. Now, here's the thing that's really sad. It doesn't move in this area anymore because too many people are getting into the hobby and nobody knows what they're doing. Very few people know what they're doing. Few people know how to move their product. So, it's very nice to see a cart-based game like this, and especially a Mario title nonetheless. So, I look in the case, has a price tag on it of $13.99. That is a $10 game at best, and I don't care what anyone says. It's a Mario title. It is. This was the pack-along title with the Super Nintendo bundle. I don't want to hear it. That game, no. Anybody who collects, you tell me right now, you would pay $15 a pop every time you saw that Mario. Because after taxes, that's how much you're going to pay. Because that's another thing, too. You got to pay the taxes on that. So I asked my family member why that game was priced so high, and I even saw like an original Mortal Kombat 9 for PS3, not the complete edition with the DLC, but the first game. It was in that case for $10. I know for a fact that's not a $10 game. That game is sold at GameStop for $5-6. I think you can even get it brand new sealed at Walmart for $10. Brand new sealed, the complete edition with all of the custom characters for $10. I asked him and he says, well, it's because apparently the kid checks eBay. So that right there, that's the biggest problem right there I'm having. So I'm just going to lay this out here for anyone who works at a Goodwill or wants to understand the frustration level of someone like me who is a collector and why that pisses me off. Here's the thing. The whole point of your business is people bring in the shit, you price the shit, people buy the shit. That's it. If you were to treat it like a pawn shop and you paid money for that and then you turn around and sold it so you can make a profit, I could understand why you would do that. Because it's not just these two games. I saw an original PlayStation in there for $40 and it came with no games. It came with the 4-player multi-tap. I hate to tell you this, but even with the multi-tap, that's still a $5 console. There's no corporate infrastructure on how to price these things. But there is quotas the stores need to hit in order to basically not come under scrutiny from the higher-ups. So anyway, with that being said, it's really quick. eBay is eBay. Anybody can go on eBay, and this has been said so many times over the past 10 years. Anybody can go on eBay and list any game for any price. At one point, Amazon, and I think they still are, pretty nuts with games. It's an invalid source. I said to my family member, tell them about video games price charting. It's a free app on your smartphone. It's a much more easier way to compare prices. It's like don't do eBay. Those are terribly inflated prices. The eBay sold listing is a nice way to basically like buy and sell between independent collectors. But when you are working in a store and you do not get a cut of the profit that you're making, what's the point? And then when you openly advertise as priced on eBay, again, what is the point? Is your goal in this whole thing is to piss off as many people as possible? Do you really think people are going to waste the gas to come out to a store and basically and be like, oh, it's an eBay store. They're as priced as eBay. Well, I just wasted gas to get here. Oh, well, I guess I don't have to pay shipping and handling. Oh, and then unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that's one thing that's pissing me off with them right now is it's like the online price comparison. Simple point. If your whole store is based around people donating the stuff off the side of the building, guess what? You need to price it at a reasonable rate that makes sense. And stop inflating the prices to in crazy rates. There's no reason why there need to be $5 to $6 Atari 2600 games. 0.1% of them actually have any value over like $5 or $6. The rest are like $1 each. Okay? Stop mislabeling everything. Occasionally, I might find something in there, but that's not the case. But it gets worse. It gets worse. It's kind of the point now where even with other things, not just gaming, I'm having a problem with. Now people apparently like to take things out of all the board games. On several occasions, I noticed people go into brand new board games and basically take out missing pieces. I cannot tell you how many different collector's versions of Monopoly, and I want to say Trivial Pursuit, I have seen that have all the pewter pieces stolen like the anniversary collections with like the special pieces. Like there was a GI Joe Monopoly I saw at that Goodwill, and I almost got it, but like all of the collector's edition pieces were completely gone. And I already have several versions of Monopoly, so I don't need to get one that's not complete. But there's a big problem here, and it needs to be addressed. And I don't want to be, beating on the same door and harping and creating a scene. And clearly I'm getting more into this than I should. But the fact is this, okay? These stores are not built for you to make a cut of the profit. That's never how it's going to work. Basically, at the very best, that game is going to go on sale for half off, and someone's going to pay $7, $8 for it, which is better than what it was being sold for. That's not how that works. It's not how it shouldn't work. And if it's not that, it's the thrifty shopper at the other end of town who literally bottom lines every game at $5, and anything that has a Mario or a Link title on it, the game disc is always missing because they don't care about their profit. But no, let's sell a copy of Eternal Champions for Sega Genesis for $7.99. Let's sell a copy of NCAA Football for Super Nintendo for $8.99. And when I ask them about this, the only excuse they give me is, well, it's an older game, so they're worth more. No, they're not. If you have the ability to go on eBay to look up these prices, you also have the ability to look up the actual raw prices of these games. And that's the biggest point I'm trying to make. There exist so many websites to give you the raw value of what these are worth. And if the whole premise of your business is selling products at a lower price based on the donations you get, explain to me why you're trying to match out the best prices you can possibly find for them. That is so counterintuitive to what these stores are. Like, isn't the whole point of a thrifty shopper or a Salvation Army is to go in there and find something at a cheaper rate? What's the point of going in there now, again, as I stated earlier, if everything is just going to be the price as it was you can find online? I actually had somebody look up the price of a coat, and they matched it based on a website of the company based in New York City. They're like, oh, that's a $30 jacket. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. It wasn't a leather jacket either. But anyway, I'm really hoping that Goodwill finally gets their stuff together. Otherwise, I'm probably never going to go back to this one. It's becoming a headache. I do go there to buy their clothes. They have a good selection of clothes. Both for me and my wife, and also we've also found a lot of really great stuff for the baby. But as far as like their video game selection, there's always the early morning people who get there that I can't beat, and there's always the people who work there who just sell their stuff way too high. So, with that being said, I guess this concludes the second rant to this. Let me know what you think down below. Honestly, something needs to get done, and if it means people not having to go to these stores anymore, I don't want to encourage it, but it's the point. I'm like, why do I have to waste the gas?